How to manage and monitor microservices. DevOps Environment is a culture, set of practices, and tools that enable development and operations teams to work together to deliver software faster and with greater reliability. In the recent decade, organizations have adopted microservices architecture to handle complex software. Microservices architecture works by dividing a monolithic application into small independent parts. Despite the many benefits microservices provide, there are also some challenges. These challenges include managing and monitoring microservices in the DevOps environment. Here are the key challenges in managing and monitoring microservices. In a system where several microservices are created for different tasks, it can be quite challenging to manage and monitor all the different microservices simultaneously without service discovery and communication. In the same way, service discovery is important to identify different microservices. Moreover, it is also important to have robust communication between these microservices to improve the system's overall performance and efficiency. Another challenge in managing and monitoring microservices is monitoring and logging. Monitoring refers to tracking performance and efficiency, while logging refers to gaining insights and solving problems. A microservices architecture consists of several small and big independent microservices, which makes the system complex and big for monitoring and logging. Configuration management is important in managing and monitoring microservices. For a large system, it can be challenging to manage configuration. Security is another key challenge in managing and monitoring microservices. Tools and technologies for microservices management and monitoring. Let us look at some of the tools that will help you manage and monitor microservices in a DevOps environment. The choice of tools will depend on factors like the budget of the organization, the needs of the organization, and the complexity of architecture. Container platforms help package, deploy, and run applications consistently and efficiently. These platforms are important for managing and monitoring microservices in a DevOps environment. Service mesh is another critical component for microservices management and monitoring in a DevOps environment. Service mesh tools allow developers to manage service-to-service communication in a microservices infrastructure. Istio is a service mesh tool that provides DevOps teams with features like load management, traffic routing, security and encryption, and configuration management. Another tool, TLS, Transport Layer Security, ensures that access to microservices is only given to authorized people. There are several other service mesh tools available according to the needs and budget of an organization. Logging and monitoring solutions enable DevOps teams to track and troubleshoot problems within microservices based on the data they have. These tools often increase the performance and efficiency of organizations. One popular logging and monitoring tool is ElkStack, Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. Kong is a popular API tool used by organizations to manage traffic by rerouting, load balancing, and many others. There are many similar tools available for managing microservices, but each has its unique approach. Best practices for managing and monitoring microservices in DevOps. We can face many problems while managing and monitoring microservices in a DevOps environment. Here are the best practices you need to implement in order to avoid these problems. One of the most critical aspects of managing and monitoring microservices in a DevOps environment is to avoid failures. Automated testing is an important part of the DevOps process, especially when microservices are involved. It ensures consistent checking of all the microservices. Another best practice for managing and monitoring microservices in DevOps is implementing continuous deployment. In large organizations, to effectively manage and monitor microservices, it is important to check metrics and logs. Metrics and logs provide necessary data to identify potential problems and troubleshoot them. Implementing security controls is an essential part of managing and monitoring microservices in a DevOps environment. Therefore, it is important to ensure security through encryption, authentication, and access control. Implementing version control is also a best practice for managing and monitoring microservices in a DevOps environment. Many renowned organizations have successfully monitored and managed microservices in the DevOps environment. Here are some real-world examples of successful microservices management and monitoring in DevOps by organizations. Netflix uses different open-source tools for automated integration and deployment. They use chaos engineering to identify weaknesses in their systems in a closed environment. Capital One is a financial institution that has been successful in managing and monitoring microservices in DevOps. They use open-source tools like GitHub, Jenkins, etc. for containerization, deployment, and version control. Managing and monitoring microservices in a DevOps environment is essential to ensure the agility, reliability, and scalability of microservices architecture.